This is the last remaining fire watchtowers.
It's falling apart almost literally as we speak.
We should save it.
What do we do? Who do we have do that? Where is the money coming from? Lots of things to think about.
Built by Julius Kroehl in 1857, the Fire Watchtower stands 47 feet high and sits in Marcus Garvey Park. It was one of 8 in Manhattan. Manned by volunteers, Fire Watchtowers communicated by Morse code and rang the bell to signal where the blaze was located. However, by the late 1870s, the widespread use of fire call boxes and the growing number of skyscrapers made the towers obsolete. Many were eventually torn down, but the one in Marcus Garvey Park remained, primarily because of its location and its popularity with the community. Aside from a 1938 modification which added the acropolis, the base the tower sits upon, it has not undergone any major renovation and has fallen into serious disrepair. With the support of elected officials, Harlem community groups are working to raise money to save this historic landmark.
And if you look at the tower right now, the white frame and the white tensors, they're actually holding the tower from outside.
Top of the watchtower actually blew off a couple of years ago, and the top is sitting in the grass. And what's exposed now is the wood that was underneath.
And a couple of weeks ago we were here and we saw actually a piece of metal of the roof still hanging from a branch.
We expect that if we have a bad winter, that wood is going to fall off as well. And once that starts to happen, the whole watchtower can literally start to fall apart.
Why is it important that the Fire Watchtower be restored?
It's Harlem history.
We're also talking about not only a cultural resource that is meaningful and has significance, but it's also has safety concerns. That's why that fence is there. In addition to that, we have to figure out how is it going to be put together. Do we want to take it back to the 1930s? Do we want to take it back to the 1850s?
It's got to be protected once it is revitalized so that it's not vandalized.
What we're hoping is that we can get enough funding that we can, for the very short term, support the structure until we've raised the $4.5 million in order to have it restored.
The Fire Watchtower has also made its way into literature.
I think probably the greatest mention of it in fiction is Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man, where a major funeral in the book was held on the acropolis.
What do activists see as the tower's future?
We see it as a destination point for tourists, but we see it as a money-making opportunity for the city of New York and for the restoration of the rest of the park.
It would make, I think, a great place for intimate jazz performances, small spoken word events, plus probably it would be a great place to have weddings. As long as this is what the community wants, then we should work to preserve it.
Fire Watchtower in Mount Morris Park is part of Harlem, and it's part of who Harlem people are about.